Hello everybody, it's me, Ghost Bunny, and I'm going to be reading Case File Compendium. I actually got this book recently, and I've been really excited to read it, and I thought it would be a good opportunity for me to read it with you guys. If you are interested in this book and, um, don't have the money or don't have it, it's a good chance for you to, have it. Or if you don't have time to read it on your own, you could just have me in the background. I'm gonna give some disclaimers. I do this with most of my audios, and that is that one, this is not an official audiobook. I have no affiliations with Seven Seas or with the creator Being on Pen. That's what they're called. No, I'm sorry. That's just the Chinese name. Oops. I I have no affiliations with Ro Bao Bu Chi Ro. Sorry if I mispronounced it, which comes to my other disclaimer, that is that I am not a native Chinese speaker. I do not speak Chinese. So there is a high chance that there will be a lot of names that I will probably mispronounce. I will be looking at the pronunciation guide in the back, but I do not promise that my pronunciations will be absolutely perfect. So I do apologize in advance about that. So if I pronounce a name incorrectly, do know that I'm not trying to make fun of, belittle, or mock the Chinese language or the characters in question. I will try to look for other guides later on certain pronunciations, specifically about the characters' names, just in case I mispronounce or I butcher their names that badly. Hopefully my pronunciations aren't that bad, but I could still, it wouldn't bother to check. Also, even though I do speak English, my English reading is not necessarily all that good. English is not my native tongue, so yeah, my native tongue is Spanish, so yeah, there might be some words that I get wrong while reading in English. But yeah, if you guys just want to have someone to read along with, or just kind of treat like I said, like an audiobook, you absolutely can in fact do that. But like I said, this isn't gonna be professional. I might just improvise or just, you know, add some little spice because I like getting into the book. I like getting into the characters, and if this book is good and fun to read, then better, because then I'll have more fun reading it. I'll continue reading it, and yeah. I don't know. If you guys don't like that, then wrong video. But if you guys wouldn't mind that and just want to have fun and just as if we were, gal pals having a gal pal time, then yeah. But this has been a very long intro. I'm just gonna start reading. I will be starting with the back because I really like reading the backs. To kind of like have an idea, and I will read the prologue and chapter 1 for this video. So this video may be a bit longer than the others. So that's just kind of what I do. Anytime I start a book, that's what I do. But yeah, let's actually just begin, okay? Like I said, I'm gonna start from the back of the book. We're gonna be reading, so go to the back if you have it. If not, then enjoy the sweet harmony of me. So, the devil and his doctor. Wealthy and handsome, yet mentally. Oh, I forgot to mention. This is a BL. So if you're not into boys' love and yaoi or danmei, then wrong book. But going on. The devil and his doctor. Wealthy and handsome, yet mentally unstable, Hayu has returned from overseas with one goal in mind: to win the heart of Xie Shui, the girl of his dreams. However, I know I said BL, just keep reading. However, in his time away, he has nursed more than unrequited feelings. He must confront his long-held grudge against Xie Shui's overprotective brother, Xie Qingsheng. Wait, Xie Qingsheng, who doesn't think Heyu capable of love. But history is not easily rewritten, as Heyu's former doctor, Xie Qingsheng, is the only person in the world who truly understands Heyu's volatile mental state, which is fucked up. His mental state, by the way, not that he understands him. He's just looking for real. When the two are involved in an explosive incident that exposed a dark secret. Oh my god. Xie Qingshen's suspicions about Heyu are confirmed. Now, Hey you, must confront his 2 demons. We all have 2 wolves. His just happen to be demons. We all have our flaws. Stop judging. But yeah, including his dark obsession with Xie Qingcheng. Dun dun dun. That was the back, see? You wouldn't know that so much. Oh, by the way, from the New York Times bestseller author of The Husky and His White Cat Shizun and Remnants of Filth. I have both books. Should I read them? Should I? Maybe I should. Maybe I will. Maybe I already recorded it and I should upload it anytime soon. I'm acting like if I actually edit these videos, which I don't. I only add this PNG character. I should just upload the video. Good idea, guys. Thanks. Also, the cover art, yeah, I'll show you a picture of the cover art. It's so good. Oh, the art here is so good. I love it. It's just so beautiful. I'm just gonna look at some of the images. I will take photos of the inside images because I love the images here. It's just, I don't know why I try to say like their actual name in Chinese. I don't know why my brain just didn't comprehend that was just meat bun. By the way, yes, the author's meat bun. I was trying to read it earlier. Just let me live, please. But yeah, the photo, oh my god, the drawings are beautiful. Let me check the artist's name, because this art is so good. Okay, so it's cover illustration by, sorry if I mispronounced it, it says Boki, or Boki, or Buki. No, it doesn't have 2 O's, so Boki. And the illustrations for the interior is Danke. Is it Danke or Donkey? Sounds like I'm saying donkey, and I'm saying da, D-A-N-K, D-A-N-K-E. I'll put the names up here so you guys can see. That's the only editing I'm doing for this video. But yeah. Oh god, there's an image inside of I don't know who, because I still haven't started reading. But there's one guy smoking on a chair, and there's a guy leaning on him. And I'm pretty sure they're at the hospital. Hopefully the one that's smoking is not our doctor, our good doctor, because, well, isn't that bad for you? Good doctor? So maybe he's the demon? I don't know. Just the hands. I'm so bad at drawing hands. Ignore the current tiny hand I have holding my tiny cup. As you can see, not good at drawing hands. But yeah, now we have the table of contents. I like how they called chapter 0. Well, most times it gets called prologue. Not here though. Here we are special, unique, and very much different, unlike the other girlies. We call it opening shot. Boom. Pew. You know. Because we're that cool and edgy. But yeah, let's start with opening shot. This will be page 11 for those of you guys who are reading along, which wouldn't be difficult because it's literally the first page with actual writing in it. Pero yes, let's begin. Click. The darkness illuminated the TV screen, flickered, and an image began to appear. The faculty dorm was located in the building crammed into the furthermost corner of the centuries-old university campus. Placed out of the way, it was where the school most center their young and sprightly teachers. Actually, wait, before I start reading, let me just check the pronunciation, guys. I said I was going to do it, and I didn't do that. Sorry, this is why the first readings are always long. I get distracted and I look for stuff. But then again, you'll thank me, because then later on you'll be like, oh wow, now I know how to pronounce the names and Okay. Let me just go to the pronunciation guide, not the character guide. Okay, yeah, pronunciation guide. Found it. Okay. Bing on Ben. So Bing is like Bingham or Bing. See, they're using English pronunciations. I don't know English. But the Bing is like Bingham. I'm saying Bing like the search engine. On as in on. Oh, so it's Bing on. Bing on. Okay. And the Ben is like band, like husband. So being on bun. Kinda, yeah, let's go with that pronunciation. And then, oh, it's not heyu, it's hayu. So the he is like ha, the y like you, and the u is like b, with the lips rounded, the lips rounded as boo. So heyu. So like hayu, heyu, hey you. Just kidding. Hayu. Okay. And our Xing Shen is the X is like sh, so it's sh, and the air is like, yeah, like she, she. And then we have the charm, but more aspire like sing. So sing, the ch as in charm, and as in hung. So it's she, ting, chang, sha, qing, sheng, sha, qing, sheng, yeah, qing, qing, sheng. I said it correctly. Wow. Every person who speaks a lick, anyone who speaks like a lick of Chinese is right now going like, no, you said actually everything wrong. Actually, that hurt my soul. But going back to reading the prologue, again, I will look for actual people speaking later because I know I'm not pronouncing this right. So I apologize for this entire video in advance. But going back to what I was reading. So, the faculty dorm was located in the building crammed into the furthermost corner of the century-old university campus. Placed on the way, it was where the school mostly sent their young and sprightly teacher. The exterior was gorgeous, all red brick and white steps, with delicate ivy vines encrusting the old Western-style building. No passerby would be able to resist taking a lingering gaze, but only those lucky enough to become a teacher and enter it would realize that under its beautiful facade, this building had undergone many rounds of repairs. The interior walls were mottled and layered. This an aged face cake, basically. This many rounds of repairs, the interior walls were molded in layers like an aged face cake, with countless layers of makeup. The dorm was so old that it didn't even have digital televisions. The ones here were cable TVs. The ones here were cable TVs that could only be described as antique. They're the knob ones, the ones you had to like doop 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 doop. The Yangtze Plain is expecting several torrential rainstorms in succession. A young man walked past the corridor as the sound of the TV program filtered through the cracked glass window of the receptionist's office. Usually the old lady on shift would stop him and shout, "Hey, little student, don't you know? This is a faculty residence for teachers. You're a student, you can't keep coming here." Normally that would be the case. But today, the receptionist didn't scold him. Perhaps it was because she was staring off into space, or that her eyesight was failing in her later years. But she didn't notice him pass by the dark night. The dark night. He walked directly up to the third floor and knocked on a familiar iron door. It opened with a creak. The woman inside poked her head out. It's you, Tia Laoshi, the young man said softly. It was quite late, and he was an unexpected guest, but the woman was the teacher, as well as the person closest to him in the entire school. After a moment of surprise, she welcomed him inside. She brewed a cup of tea and added some sliced ginger. It was raining outside, and she could feel the youth was soaked and cold. Hot ginger tea could drive out the chill. 谢老师 placed the steaming cup down on the tea table before her student, who was standing uncomfortably in front of the sofa. When did you come back? Just today. Please sit down. She said. Only then did he sit, his hand curled over his knees. He was stiff and reserved and didn't touch the tea. Why didn't you let me know that you were coming back? Are there even buses this late? How did things go with your family? The youth was quiet for a while, then lowered his head to pick at the rip in his jeans. My mom still wants me to drop out. She fell silent. He was already a university student. If he chose to drop out, the school didn't have much to say in the matter. Even so, she had spoken with his mother and promised to lower the tuition fees due to the financial situation in hopes that his mother would allow her son to finish his studies at the university he had worked so hard to get into. But his mother had shrilly refused. Had shrilly refused. What studies? Studying Chinese? Who doesn't know how to speak Chinese? Okay, speak for yourself. Oh wait, that was the mom. What studies? Studying Chinese? Who doesn't know how to speak Chinese? You're all just pulling a scam. Again, speak for yourself. Shi had patiently and gently tried to explain. Your son is He's very bright. Look, he's already in his second year. Wouldn't it be a huge waste to give up halfway? Plus, once he graduates, it'll be easier for him to find a job. He told me he wants to be a teacher. With his grades, he'd have no trouble getting employed as one. This is your son's dream, and teaching is a stable job. He could never become a teacher. It's not like you haven't seen his face. It's fucking hideous. His mother's words were like a dull blade cleaving right down the middle of an invisible current. Shi was furious, but she didn't know how to respond, actually. I want him to come back to work. Right now, our family is broke. He needs to stop wasting his time with that. What can he do with that face? What can he do, even if he studies? What school would want this kind of teacher? An ugly bitch. Damn mom. You know, there's one thing is humbling your son, and there's another thing is what the f are you doing? Mom, what the fuck? Mom, say you hate your son, but with less words. You could say you don't love your son. In like a less hurtful way. Jeez. So what? His face like? Like, what was his face like? She peered at her student's, his face dimly illuminated by the weak, incandescent lamp in her room. She had already grown used to his features. Damn, how ugly was he? But everyone who saw him for the first time would gasp. Again, how fucking ugly was he? Due to some unknown disease, half of his face, from forehead to neck, was covered in purple blotches as if concealing rotten flesh. It was a horrifying sight, undistinguished in its abnormality. The f did he look like? The ugliest mofo in existence? Damn. Freak! Stay away from him. It might be contagious. Hey, half and half. Having grown up with this face, poor devil, of his mockery and ridicule followed him like a shadow, because he had a disease. It was called being ugly. Poor ugly devil. It wasn't that, but, basically. And moreover, because he didn't have the sense to cover up his ailment, his ugliness. Seriously, what is this? It just seems to be ugly in this world. Damn, I will never survive. He was shunned wherever he went. No one wanted to deal with an ugly barnacle. No matter how hard he studied, no matter how gently he interacted with others, he was like an evil dragon flying through the clear sky, conspicuous and frightening. He could never receive any equal treatment. Jesus Christ. What kind of beauty-based society are we living in? You guys took like this to the extreme. Uggos get krilled on sight. Like what? I just don't know how to react. Like what the hell? Like yeah, you're ugly. Like publicly executed. Right there. People like Xiao Shi, who could see that the blemished half of his face was very lovable and gentle. Oh yeah, well, a good thing half of his face is beautiful. The other half, cover that shit up, you uggo. But like the pretty side, maybe he does deserve rights. Only half of them. Give him half his human rights and decency. The other half, I don't know. Throw him in the trash, I guess. Give it to the other low life sucker. But yeah, she's like, oh wow, half of him, sexy, hot, irresistible. So yeah, a rarity. He could always gently and numbly bear everyone's mockery. Sometimes he too would laugh, laugh through the pain, as if he had actually done something wrong. His wrongness was birth, allowed his mother to birth him. But what exactly had he done wrong? I already said it. Xiao Shi noticed it all. When studying, he'd always be the most focused. He'd dutifully do his part and silently take on the most work in his group project. When people bullied him, he would just endure it without getting angered or saying much. It's fine, Laoshi. I'm already very happy that you chat with me. Back in my village, everyone would cross the street as soon as they saw me coming. They'd never been anyone like you who would listen to me so attentively. The other students are very nice too. At least no one throws bricks at me. Damn, our bare minimum king. I feel bad for him. Too bad he's ugly. His words were calm, but his head was forever bowed. His shoulders hunched. Years of humiliation had caused his spine to bend, deforming from the pressure. Damn, is he Quasimodo? Is this the Danme version of Quasimodo? If only the society wasn't so beauty-focused, maybe, just maybe, his sin of being born an uggo wouldn't be this bad. Later she said to him, if you like, you can always come to me for private tutoring after the evening self-study session. If there's anything you don't understand or you need my help with it, just let me know. He smiled in deep embarrassment, the blush of shame appearing on the unblemished half of his face. The other half, I don't know what the fuck happened with that one. In the 2 years she'd known him, she'd grown used to opening her dorm door, after he had knocked, to see him standing there with his stooped posture. He would be carrying the papers, prose, and even poetry that he wrote, having come to ask for her pointers. These days many people like to curse, but very few like to write poetry, because they said it was gay. But he persisted, even as other students mocked him, calling him an ugly freak who wrote ugly things. So rancid, even more rancid than your rotting grape face, you ugly mofo. Seriously, what the fuck's with these people? Calm the down. Like, what the hell? Seriously, Meat Bun, are you just venting at this point? Who hurt you? He would smile a little and just keep writing. Now he didn't even have the right to do that anymore. Damn, poor ugly uggo. As these thoughts filled Xiaoxi's mind, she felt a pang of sorrow and gazed with pity at the boy in front of her. Laoxi, this time I came to say goodbye, he said. I'll be leaving tomorrow. You're going back home? Yeah, more or less. He paused. Laoxi, if my disease burned on my face, if it were somewhere people couldn't see, people would be a little nicer to me. How nice would that be? Yeah, imagine not living in such a superficial society. Yeah, can't relate. I also live in a superficial society, but at least the superficial society in which I live at least pretends that they're not. You have to at least make yourself feel better. But like, Jesus Christ, every single bastard in this fucking book, up until right now, has been an absolute, like, cretin. What the fuck? Like, you guys can't at least pretend? Like, come on, at least save face. And like, no, you're not that ugly. The beauty is from within. The typical Schmidt they tell you. Or, wow, you're so brave. You got out of your house looking like that. It looks good on you. I would never wear that, not even to my grave, but like, you make it pop. Definitely. You know, typical things. But no, they can't even do that. Jeez. But yeah. The rims of Shaloshi's eyes reddened. She had already done everything she could, but she wasn't his kin. She didn't have the final say, nor could she save him. His family situation was worsening by the day, and his mother regretted letting her child leave home to study, especially since she had a healthy second son who was still in junior high school. So this one wasn't an ugly mofo. This one was decent looking, apparently. If they called the sick child back home, they could let the healthy one take his place. She didn't blame his mother, having to weigh the pros and cons of the family situation. She was being quite fair. Yeah, come on. She allowed the Uggo to live. She's such a merciful queen. The essay that you left with me, that one you wanted me to look over? Oh wait, this was her. The essay you left with me, the one you wanted me to look over. I'm not done editing yet. Shu hastily changed the subject, feeling that soon she wouldn't be able to hold back her tears anymore. But I read through the first parts very carefully. Why don't you start the academic withdrawal process a little later? Wait until I've edited the entire thing. No. He shook his head with a smile. I must go when morning comes. She felt so remorseful. Why had she always thought that there was still time? Why hadn't she stayed up all night to edit his essay? Why? And why had she gone out to shop and chat and attend those long and meaningless meetings? Her students' dreams were about to shatter and her heart about to give out. As his teacher, she shouldn't even offer up a bouquet of flowers to bid his farewell. She couldn't even do that. I'm sorry. It's fine, he said. But I wrote one last poem. Can I give it to you? She readily nodded. He took a piece of paper out of his backpack and handed it to her. The paper was thin, almost weightless. She read every word. It was an adoring love poem, searingly passionate yet tentative and careful. She had read the words of many masters who spoke of romance, from the "When will the moonlight in our bed dry the tears of our face of the past?" to the "My eyes are more beautiful because they have you in them." Damn, these are romantic. Oh yeah, by the way, the first one is from the poem Moonlight Night by Du Fu, a Tang Dynasty poet, and the second one is from the poem Your Eyes Are So Beautiful by Yu Kwangchung, of 1928 to 2017. Rest in peace. Of the present, this sheet of paper that her student had presented to her. Yet at this moment it seemed like none of them could compare to the sheet of paper that her student had presented to her. He didn't put anything out in the open. He didn't put anything out in the open, as if doing so would spoil this matter of poem. This young man was a poet. He knew that if the love between two people from different social statuses lost its poetry, all that would be left was embarrassment. It's a memento for you. Tenderness was written all over his face, both on the grotesque and ordinary halves. Seriously, woman, can you at least stop saying this? I'm sorry, Laoshi. I can't afford to buy you any gifts. There's nothing better than this. She turned around, suppressing her sobs. You should eat something. I'll find you some snacks to go with the tea. In a bid to keep her emotions in check, Shu rummaged through her cabinets. She picked up a tin of butter cookies and placed it on the table. Too bad that tin only had needles and other sewing material. Sad, poor Dum-Dum. He thanked her politely. Under Shu's gaze, he finally touched the teacup tentatively, only to put back instantly. Softly, he said, Sorry, it's kind of hot. Charlotte touched the cup. Huh? It's lukewarm. Nonetheless, she added some cold water to the cup. Damn, I'll go and a pussy. My cup is steaming. Her student chewed on his favorite cookies. Oh, there were cookies there? Lies. And slowly began to drink. By the time he finished the cookies and tea, the night was still young. Laoshi, can I stay here for a little while longer to read? He asked. Of course. He smiled again, slightly sheepishly. I'm inconveniencing you so much, even when I'm about to leave. Inconveniencing you. Damn, I can't read. I'm inconveniencing you so much, even when I'm about to leave. It's fine. You can stay for as long as you'd like. Right? Give me your address. I'll send you a copy of all the good books I see. Given how clever you are, even if you only study on your own, you won't do too poorly. She could only offer some words of encouragement and comfort. If you need any help and with anything, you can contact me on WeChat. This is not sponsored by WeChat, although I do have WeChat. Follow me on WeChat. But that's not how it works. Actually, don't add me on WeChat. Or should you? Should I open a public WeChat for everybody who wants to follow me on WeChat? We have a group chat. I don't know about what, but we can. WeChatters. That sounds stupid. Tempting still. So yeah, she's like, hey bro, give me your WeChat. And he looked at her. Thank you. He paused. If only everyone were like you, then perhaps... if only people weren't as judgmental because I'm an uggo. Sad times. He lowered his head and didn't continue. Her dorm had no shortage of books. With his undistinguished disease, his grotesque appearance made him the center of attention. Every time he went to the library, thus, she invited him to the faculty dorm and lent him her own books to read. In that same spirit, he spent the whole night reading inside the faculty dorm as if he wanted to bring all the words back to his hometown using this night. He rarely acted so selfishly in the past. He could never say too late, worried that he'd disrupt his teacher's routine, but today was an exception. She didn't blame him for this final willful streak. She stayed up with him, but into the later half of the night she grew tired. Without realizing, she drifted into a sleep at her desk. In her hazy unconsciousness, she heard her student suddenly say, She clearly made a noise of assent. There's one more thing I want to apologize to you. Those thefts in our class that you got criticized for, when those students kept losing their belongings and couldn't find them no matter what, actually, I was the one who took those things. Shocked, she stirred from her slumber, but her body was too tired, too heavy to get up. But I didn't keep any of those things. I didn't take any of their money, he said sorrowfully. When they mocked me, I really hated them. I threw all their bags into a pile of straw and burned it all. They suspected me, but you chose to vouch for me without question. But in truth, I was the culprit. I didn't have the courage to admit it. Only in one person's eye have I ever been a normal person, or even a good person. That's you. Naoshi. I'm very vain, aren't I? He paused. I wouldn't know what to do if you were disappointed in me. You're the only person who has ever acknowledged me. His voice trailed off, but his gaze was clear, almost transparent, as if a weight had been taken off his shoulders. This is the one thing I regret the most. Jealousy. I'm truly sorry. My disease seems to have mesmerized from my face to my heart. If there is a next life, I really want to be a normal person. I don't want to be so sick that I don't even have the right to be loved. Jealousy. Wind rushed in through the window, making the papers on the table flutter like soul-summoning flags. The silence returned. The tea on the table cooled. When Xiaoshi woke up the next morning, she found that she'd slept the night away at her desk. Her room was neat and tidy. Her student was always polite, but this time he hadn't said goodbye to his teacher before packing up his things and leaving. Unable to suppress a twinge of melancholy, she rose sleepily and went to the living room. When she looked down on the tea table, her eyes flew open, as if a basin of ice water had just been poured over her. The tea she'd made for the young had frozen over. But how? The room was clearly 27 or so degrees Celsius. Her dark eyes wide, she looked around the room only to be plunged into even deeper shock. Last night she'd clearly seen her student eat the butter cookies, yet not a single one was missing from the tin. The tea, which had frozen into ice, was untouched, and finally, that veiled love poem, the contents of which she still sheltered in her heart, the paper farewell, her gift he'd gifted her, it had disappeared. Or perhaps it was more accurate to say that the paper had never existed in the first place. She was almost shaking. Suddenly her phone altered with a ding, causing her to jump in fright. She grabbed it immediately, only to find that it was a spam call. It was a spam message, something about her car, warranty, yada yada yada. You know the drill. She let out a breath of fresh air, but then, as if struck by a thought, as if waking up from a dream, she quickly dialed the student's number. Beep, beep, beep. Her heart pounded with every beat of the mechanical tone. Hello? The call had gone through. On the other end of the line was the familiar voice of a middle-aged woman. It sounded hoarse, but right now it was also nasal with tears. Xiaoshi exchanged a few words with the young woman's mother. With the young man's... I can't read. With the young man's mother. Her heart sank into a pitch-black hole, carrying downwards. After a pause, she heard a flurry of accusation. It was you people! You again! I haven't had time to come for you, yet you actually called us first! She couldn't remember what she'd had said at the beginning anymore. Her mind had blanked out. All she could hear was the miserable shouting of the other, like bold blood wake up call. He's dead! Dead! Blood froze in her veins. Dead? It's all your fault. He got into an argument with me and ran out. There was a torrential storm outside, and the police said a section of the electrical cable was exposed. Xiaoshi's ears were ringing. Amid the intense castation and mournful sobbing, she could barely make out a few words, ghostly and ghoulish-like. An otherworldly farewell. The woman on the other end of the line gave an ear-splitting shriek. Why bother calling? Why bother? Yesterday was his 7th day! Dun, dun, dun. Oh, by the way, a small note. It's a traditional Chinese belief that the spirits of the deceased will return home for a visit on the 7th day after they're dead. Oh. So wait, he considered her his home. Oh my. So wait. Was he dead? He was dead. Oh my. Oh my. Okay, we're gonna be reading chapter 1. I'm sorry. I'm still. Huh? Oh wait, I'm looking at the context. The context thing. Does it not have a chapter? I'm so confused. Forget. So, I kind of lied to you guys. Sorry about that. I thought it was the prologue, but it was actually just chapter 1. It was directly to the point, chapter 1. That's why I didn't say prologue or anything like that. I realized that now. I took a little break to drink some water, get that throat moisturized. Pero, yes. So we're just reading chapter 1 for today. Honestly, it's really good. I feel so bad for our Uggo boy. But yeah, he's dead. He was dead. this whole time. He died in 1903. Just kidding, he didn't die in 1903. But he was dead this whole time. Holy cow. I will be reading chapter 2 in a later video. Pero holy cow. I'm sorry, I'm still in shock. This is gonna be a good read. Meatball is a really good writer, so like, I don't know, like it's expected, but at the same time, like, what the, sorry. But yeah, sorry about lying to you guys. It wasn't my intention to lie. Well, I did read the back. Does the back count as prologue? I'm counting the back as the prologue because they didn't have one. I know a lot of people don't like reading the prologue. I do like reading the prologues. But that's chapter 1, not chapter. You know what? Yeah, prologue and chapter 1. Let's say that I did that. Let's say that it counts. It counts to me. But yeah, that's it for now. Like, comment, subscribe. I will be making playlists for this one. I have a playlist for all the other ones I've been reading. If you guys don't know, I am currently reading Kim Porsche, Heaven Official's Blessing, and well, obviously this one here, Case File Compendium, and I'm also going to be reading Guardian. So yeah, I have 4 books on my to read list that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Once I finish these 4, I will add more slowly to my list, but these are the ones I'm currently reading. So if you're interested in any of the 4, then I don't know, pay attention to my uploads or something. I'm not consistent. I said that before. But yeah, I will try to be more consistent on that end. But other than that, yeah. So like I said, I'm going to make a playlist for this one. Very similar to how I have a playlist for my other ones. So yeah. If you are interested in any of the others, go to those playlists because they are there in order. That way you can, follow it and not get lost. I don't know. But other than that, bye! I'm still in shock. I'm sorry. I still have the last page in my head and I'm just like, but bye!